Talk about it. What's going on? As I hit the blunt like America, them politicians, they full of stunts and I'm driving. I'm thinking, I got Rizza X on the Instagram, I got Hannity on the radio, so the thinking turns into blanket. Martin Luther King didn't die for this. Malcolm X nor Kennedy, they told us to put ourselves up by the bootstraps when they set us free. They did. Alonzo, what's going on? Sunshine, Dennis, Jose, Pretty Blazing in the house as always. What's going on, Pretty Blazing? Pretty Blazing, are you getting ready for the Trump rally? Percy. Yes, man. Tap a neighbor, man. Tell him to join, man. Your boy is speaking. My people, tap in. Let's talk real quick. Let's have a convo real quick before this, yeah, man. It's so crazy watching, so crazy watching and listening to all of the media today. Oh, man. It is funny. God is good. I'm thanking God for another day. I'm thanking God for sanity, man. Precious Lockhart, Oren Franklin, Alice Myers, what's up, man? Anybody tap in? Anybody push the button to join us? Let's have a real quick conversation. I'm in FLA, so you know I'm trying to be up on the Trump rally. I suggest this is a great time for all of the Democratic friends that's always hearing and always passing information that they've heard from Democrats to listen to an actual Trump rally tonight and actually hear what the man actually has to say for himself. That way you're not always talking about what Joy Reid told you. Monisa, right? I already know what she's doing. I can tell you what Monisa doing. Let me just put on my third eye and step out in California on a good wave. And I could see Monisa now. I could see her now getting her popcorn ready, knowing that Donald Trump is going to take the stage somewhere around 4 o'clock in California time, right? That would be 7 o'clock in Florida time. And yeah. No, bro, you have to leave the communist California. That's coming from Jason. Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, you might have missed one word, but I think I get your point. Underneath the bridge on YouTube says hello. I appreciate you underneath the bridge, man. Please tap that follow, that subscription, that thumbs up, man. Yeah, so yeah, she said yes. Monisa said yes, that's what she's doing. Ziano, did I say that right? Hi. That's what we doing. More, all right. Yeah, that's what we doing. I wish. Oh man. Ah. So yeah. So if you're in California, you're getting ready for and if you happen to be a Trump fan in California, you're getting ready for a 4 o'clock rally, right? You know, you're celebrating in the blue state. You know, you're like, I can't yell it too loud, but I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy this Trump rally. But yeah, I always say this. Connect, Zoe. Yes. Yes, I always say this. I like to say this to my friends who feel like I'm Democrat. I hate Trump. I hate what he says. I heard Joy Reid say it. I heard such and such say it. I heard Don Lemon say it. I heard Scarborough say it. I heard it on MSNBC. Well, this is your best opportunity to hear it unfiltered. And I suggest you do that. Hello, Feather. I suggest you do that. What's wrong with that? It's not going to hurt you. If you can sit down and listen to people tell you which way to go, if you can sit down and you can listen to people lie to you every day and say, hey, look, I mean, my gosh, the most disgusting video I saw the last 2 days was Joy Reid actually admitting on her social media, well, I hear the Democrat Party is going a different way. So, y'all let me know which way y'all gonna vote, and just let me know so I can get on TV in front of my millions of black women that actually look up to me, in front of all of my black supporters who actually support DEI and all of this stuff about supporting people of color because of this and that. All of the people who are waiting for me to tell them, I'm just simply waiting for my master to tell me. And I'm not making it up, it's all over social media. So I'm just saying, instead of waiting for somebody to tell you what Donald Trump said last night, oh my God, did you hear what he said last night? Join in and check it out for yourself. I should get on TikTok and shapeshift into animals. Yeah, you can do that these days, my brother. You can be anything you want to be. Have you not heard? Anything you want to be. Just put your mind to it and say you are it. And I'm pretty sure you have a party that is willing to back you up. Yeah. So, anyway, I'm listening to the Breakfast Club. Don't ask me why. I sounded silly actually saying it to myself. By the way, if you have kids and you have kids actually listening to somebody that calls himself a god every day, don't challenge your kid when they start acting like gods, little gods in the house. They have no concept on life yet, no idea of what they need in life, what they might want in life, what life is about, what responsibilities or this or that. When you actually introduce to your kid somebody that's calling himself a god, and the other one calling himself Envy. By the way, they give out the worst information. My friend Feather said, yes, I know, indeed. By the way, they give out some of the worst information that would not indicate anything that says I should be looked at as a dog. I meant to say, sorry, I'm reading Early's comment, that I should be looked at as a god. And so, yeah, that's one of our first mistakes when we're introducing our children to these people that we like and that we can't get over. We actually invite these people to lie to us every day, and we get caught up in our own little things, and then we start introducing our kids. All right, all right, well, yeah. So anyway, I'm in my truck, my work truck. I'm driving. I'm driving. I'm driving, looking for a radio station because we got to go to states, area to area. Always gets a little funny. What's up, Tyrone? How's your day? Oh man, man. Whoa, whoa, Doctor Idiot. All right. Do you date skinny black men, brother? Thank you, Eric. Eric said what? All right. Anyway, I don't know what those other comments was about. Uh, but so yeah, I'm like, I listen to Charlemagne. I hear Charlemagne them say, start walking it back. This is what they do. 2 years later or a year later, actually a couple of months later. I mean, we've been hearing these guys perpetuate, push up, blow up, downgrade, all of this different stuff, keeping us from the truth, distracting us with all of this other stuff all year, even up to all month, even up to all month. And so now it's like YouTubes are relentless. Uh, hmm. And so now it's like they are downplaying it in our face. And not only are they downplaying it, Trump will cover up GOP crime wave coming. Yeah, not only are they downplaying it, they're actually telling the listeners, remember, we've been telling you how bad Biden is. I listened to him today just lie, 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 slap us in the face. When I say us, I particularly mean black people because they know they have a strong black base. Not to say any white people or Spanish people don't listen to them, but when you know you have a direct base listening to you, then you speak to that base. And nobody does it better than some of the puppets that they have speaking to us today as a black culture. Joy Reid, The View, Charlemagne. Let's see. All right. So Meech's World. So Meech's World is saying that I'm voting against my own interest. Uh, So, all right. So, Meech's World, you're welcome to come up, Meecha, and definitely expound on your comment. Talk about it. Hey, the floor is open. It's a conversation, definitely. So Meech's feel like you definitely are voting against your own. You are voting against your own interests. Please. She doesn't know me very well. Okay, I just read Meech's Wood. Oh, okay, my bad. I'm sorry. So Meech's. I just want to inform you that we just did a full reading on Project 2025. Not a full reading, of course. You might know that it's substantial in pages. And so it probably wasn't a full uh, reading on Project 2025, but we definitely went over it yesterday on a live and the day before that, since the topic seems so serious. So I just want to, King of Fam, how you doing? How you doing? Welcome to the feed, man. Definitely, you're welcome to join in if you'd like to. Yeah. So, yeah. So, Meeches, I just want to let you know that we did a full one, and you missed a lot. And as a matter of fact, you can pull it up. You know, people always bring up 47 when Project 2025 is mentioned. You spoke of Project 2025, and I could speak directly to that. And if you want to read it or you want to bring something up in it that you disagreed with, see, it's funny that you said read it, but you're not telling us what you're looking for. You're not telling us anything that alarmed you in it. And that's because I've understood for the last week or so, probably a little bit more than a week, that most of the people who are telling, it's okay, most of the people who are telling people to go and read it haven't read it themselves. And they never tell you what it says, because if you start telling people what it says, then they will ask you what's wrong with that. If you start telling people what's in it, then they will ask you, why do you have a problem with it? So when you tell people to read it, so when you tell people to read it, you actually have to know what's in it. I do. And so if you want to come up and talk about it, let me help you if I can. I don't know what you mean, ma'am, but yeah. But when you tell people to read it, you should actually tell them where you're having a problem. What you're having a problem with. Don't just say as a boogeyman statement. Oh, Project 2025 is horrible. You should read it. What this is? Oh, you should read what they're going to do to black people. No, pinpoint it, because I just read out pinpoint statements last night. Me, Monisa, Big Tall Brother, Kiana Young, um, Pretty Blazing. A lot of people was on last night, about 1,000 people, which was disappointing, because when it was 6,000, we had 2,000 telling us how horrible Project 2025 was, but nobody could follow it up. Nobody wants to talk about it when people say, I read it. But as long as they know you have not read it, they will tell you what it says. They will. Thank you, Kingdom. Thank you, King of. Okay. I had to slow down and read that. King of Games. I appreciate that. Yes, that's real. No King of Thrones. My brother said he the King of Games. And so the thing is that I've learned is, when you actually tell people, well, I'm not informed, I really don't know, and that's a good thing. I love it when people are honest about things and they say, hey, well, I don't know as much about it. But when you actually tell people who are willing to mislead you, they're waiting for that statement. And so when you let them know that you haven't read much about it and you don't know, but you do want to know, they're gonna fill your head up with some BS. And that's what's been going on. uh, Joy Reid, The Views, all of those people are sick, and I think it's despicable. I think it's sad that they get on the news every day. They get on their media platforms every day. Some of it knowing that we are black people, people that are fans and people that are supporters, people like Michi's, who's probably looking for good, solid information, and they know that people are waiting to be told what's going on in the world. Mothers have jobs, mothers have children to take care of. They can't always sit down and find out what's going on for the media. So, guess what? A lot of people are actually depending on the media, but at this point, you should know you cannot do that anymore. You cannot do that anymore. That is why people like myself, that is why people all over, I won't even say myself, there are people that you can actually follow on the YouTubes and the Instagrams and the TikToks. All of them aren't great, but you wonder why somebody like Tucker Carlson, somebody like PBD Broadcast, somebody like Sage Steele, who was fired from ESPN for speaking up for women in general, when you wonder why those people can start their own channel and get more views than a national station like CNN. That's because people have started to understand that fake news is real. Trump monitored it properly and perfectly, and it's a real thing. And so when we sit down waiting to be fed by the news like we used to be, man, we are going to be misled. They are taking advantage of us. They've always done it, obviously, but now it's actually, it's not even, you can't hide it. It's actually definitely, you can't hide it anymore. And so we have to act like it is what it is. Um, I heard somebody say a long time ago, if somebody shows you who they are, believe them. All right, so I'm gonna read a couple of comments. Run from YouTube. It's every place. Discernment needs for everyone. All right, it's every place. Discernment is needed for everybody. I agree with that. We must all have discernment. Your voice is hot. All right, all right, all right. And so, Ron, and unfortunately, a lot of stuff is fake on YouTube. Also, hey, I agree with that. I'm not saying. I'm not. I'm definitely not saying. That you can't get the same fake news and the same fake media. What I am saying is there is a reason why the Tucker Carlsons and the people that had to get fired from certain platforms for talking about certain things, people who were fired for daring to push the envelope when they told them, don't say that, when they said you cannot say Jorge's name, if you don't know who Jorge is, that's what I'm talking about. When you can't say a certain name and you have to start breaking it down and start having to have all of this code language to get around things. As you said, my brother, like on YouTube, we got to say the juice, the shot, when we know damn well we don't mean the juice or the shot. We have to say this or that. We have to say unalived and we have to say the R word. We have to say all of these different codes so you're not uh, counseled or punished for telling the truth and this and that. So I'm just saying, um, deja vu. Come on, this is a deep fake. It's not a joke. Come on, man. It's not a joke. Deja vu, always on point. Yes, man, it's so real. Thank you for the follow. And so my friend, what was Michi? When you say I have to read Project 2025, I've read it, and like I said, most of the time, and I actually, let me see. So it's 6:57. I will say the what I had to do was not more important than actually talking to the people. And since you said that I must read Project 2025, I would like to ask you, I would like I love to come out and ask the people, what problem do you have with it in particular? Because that always tells me that they haven't read it. Not one single person has been able to tell me what problem they have with Project 2025. Not one. And I mean not one. When they did tell me, it was stuff that they, I don't want to say made up, but they used stuff that they heard. Who's better, Biden or Trump? King of games. In my opinion, I think it's a foregone conclusion. Trump is definitely better. Not only is he better, but he knows he's better, so he's not shy about articulating why he's better. Um, and I think that's important. You know, one of the best Trump stories out there right now, one of the best Trump stories, my favorite period, was Wesley Hunt, a congressman who also served in the military, the United States, served for our country. And so one of the best stories that he just put out there with Sage Steele on an interview, he said in negotiating for the Taliban, Trump told him, hey, we want to get out of Afghanistan. We're going to do it. We want to do it on condition, based on certain conditions. And he said he looked, and he said it was one interpreter. He said it was one interpreter. The interpreter interpreted this to Trump. I meant to the Taliban, Afghanistan leadership. He said, if you kill one American, you touch one American, you hurt one American, I will kill you. Not I will hurt you. Not we will go to war. Not there's gonna be a trouble. Not this is a red line that so many people continue to cross. Not I'm gonna sanction you. He said, I'm gonna kill you. And that man said Trump pulled a picture out of his coat pocket, gave it to the Taliban leader, and walked off. Got up, walked out. Don't need no more words. I don't even need to hear what you feel about what I just said. Here you go, picture in hand, bye. That's a mic drop. That's a boom. That's what I mean. And I say that because people got a problem with Trump's temperament. And I just kind of think that when people don't know what you're gonna do, when people look at you and say WTF, you tend to get a lot of SHIT done. And so I don't really care about the temperament because may be the temperament that he needed to actually get a lot of the things done that he got done. Nobody can argue about it. Nobody's arguing about the way Trump turned around NATO. Nobody's arguing about that. See, the Democrats, they so silly that they argue about some of the right things, but they don't argue about, they argue about some of the right things, but some of the stuff that they put out are some of the things that we should be listening for. When Trump say he straightened up NATO and start punching them in they, well, I'll just say start jacking them up and telling them, y'all ain't paid up in 10 years. Countries with the same amount of GDP as we got. Jim 1995, 1965, he know about the story, he heard it. It's called Fear and Respect. That's all. I mean, it's not like he's walking around threatening American citizens. This man is cutting the food. If I mean, like if we sitting here thinking that we don't like some of his tweets, how do you think some of those other countries that he has to hold in check feel? How do you think they feel? Because that's the kind of attitude you got to walk around with. My brother Tony Peroni, I'm pulling you up. I hope it's a conversation to you, not an argument. We get that a lot when we start talking about Trump. And so, how you doing, man? Yeah, man. And so, yeah, I thought that was an awesome story. That's the kind of story we need to be pushing around the world. As a matter of fact, if that guy who made that statement was still in charge, there would be no Russian ship cruising by Florida. there, there would be no Russian ship riding 60 miles off the coast of Florida. That would the coast of Florida. That would not have happened. I'm just saying, just a thought, maybe a little bit. All right, too much random killing and people are acting crazy. That comes from Ron on YouTube. Deja Vu says better than cat cackling Kamala or lizard lizard Newsom. Man, they got all kind of names for Gavin. I heard Gavin Newsom. I hear lizard Newsom. Here, oh man, Kamala is horrible as well. And yeah, and so seemingly the Democrats have a serious problem. They want to bypass Kamala, but they understand they do need the black vote. They allowed these. Well, I do understand that they allowed those ships. I understand. I know they allowed the ships to happen, but I'm just saying I don't even think it would have been a thought if we still had Trump in. I don't think Cuba would have entertained what they entertained under Joe Biden. This new thing has been since Trump has been gone. That is when new people in other countries start saying, hey, we're going to start building this alliance. We're going to start trying to break down the American dollar. We're going to form BRICS. We're going to get China and Korea to start joining and maybe Russia. All of these different nations that are important actually started, getting stronger together after Trump. Not to say that they were afraid of Trump, but Trump had a little more rural peace. Trump had all of these different Arab nations ready to sign up for peace. I mean, things that we would have never thought would have happened. So it's like, sometimes that crazy, that I don't know what this man gonna do attitude and mentality is good. We can't argue how he jacked up that NATO, he jacked them up. NATO wasn't paying the bills. He reported country after country or nation after nation that was not paying us a dime, but yet and still we took care of them, and we had their back when it came to defense. And Trump went in and said, "Hey man, it's time to pay up," you know, and they started paying up. Countries like Canada, big, I mean Canada, close as you are to us, how would you not pay? And by the way, Canada's still not paying. I just heard that. So Joe Biden not only, it's just ridiculous. It's not even a question. Not even it shouldn't even be an argument. But to get back to my friend, because I won't be on long. To get back to my friend's statement about what about Project 2025, what it means. I was grateful for the few people that definitely joined, and then they asked for the link to Project 2025, so you don't have to continue reading about it or hearing about it in a scare tactic fashion from the boogeyman. But just in case my friend is still on here, I appreciate you, Jim. I see you. I wanted to read to her. Oh, that's my friend right there. My brother always got some. He never agrees with me, but I always appreciate him for coming on. Sam 1747 says, President's administration's indictments since Nixon, GOP 338, Democrats 3, GOP are criminals incorporated. All right, Sam 1747 had to share that with us. I want to read it again. All right, Sam 1747, President's administration indictments since Nixon, GOP 338, Democrats 3. So he's saying GOPs are the criminals incorporated. Great information, Sam. Great information. I don't have anything to say about that. Great information. What's up, JJ? How you doing? You got some noise in the background. Could you mute your mic, brother?
I can barely hear you. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right. How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what are we talking about today?
Oh man, I'm really just going over some things. I really was just talking about the obvious things in the media, how the media has definitely been walking back, telling the people that they are reminding us that they have been truthful about Joe Biden this whole time, reminding us that what we're seeing is something that they've told the people. But most of us understand that that's another slap in the face. Most of us understand that what we are seeing today is something that Fox News, Newsmax, a few real people on TikToks, a few real people on YouTube and social medias everywhere. The people that have been getting canceled, the people that have been getting fired from their jobs. Some people understand, like my brother Ron said, Ron on YouTube said, I gave up on the media in some ways. God only and pray, and I care about your loved ones. All right, definitely. That's what I did. You have to. You have to walk away from it. So for a lot of people that stayed in tune to it, they'll understand and see today. That's all the media is talking about. They're trying to act like they wasn't lying for 3 years. They're trying to act like, oh, we've been trying to show you the real Joe Biden. Why? Because the same power structure and the same power, uh, the arm of the law, I won't say the arm of the law, but the same media that helped turn the arm of the law against Trump, the same media that made civilians and voters and citizens feel like Trump was the horrible orange guy, the racist orange guy. Now that media is actually turning on Joe Biden, and they're trying to actually acknowledge those things that they've denied for the last 3 years. And people like Joy Reid, MSNBC, all of those characters, CNN, The View, the Don Lemons of the world, all of them should be ashamed of themselves, and definitely the Breakfast Club in Tampa, not in Tampa. I always say that's a great company in Tampa, but those guys, Charlemagne and his guy Envy. By the way, anybody listening to somebody calling themselves a god and Envy, that might be where you're making your mistake, and that is why they don't mind lying to you, because you already made a mistake by trusting them. So anyway, what's up, JJ? How you doing? That's what we're talking about today.
Oh, not bad, not bad, I'm good. But I don't know about the lies you're talking about.
Oh, you don't know about the lies? All right. Well, I'll just say it this way. My brother, a true Democrat to the end. All right, so I'll just say it this way. You can actually put on the news right now and you'll see the media talk about it. That way you don't have to actually try to act like you don't know what I'm talking about. And so what I'm talking about.
I've heard some of the news. I mean, I haven't heard
You.
anything about any lies you're talking about. You know,
Okay,
I mean,
well, let me. All right, so I'm.
What do you mean about? What do you mean about his health or something, or what? What are you talking about?
Not just his health, just everything, my brother. And let me put it this way. Hold on. The noxious tenets of critical race theory and gender ideology should be excised from curriculum in every public school in the country. What problem do you have with that, Meechus Rural? I don't even know where you're reading it from, but it sounds like you might be reading something I don't know. But what's wrong with it? You say gender ideology should. Do you think gender ideology should be in school? Is that what you're telling me? I actually, huh?
No, are you talking to me or are you talking to somebody else?
I was actually reading a statement that somebody just put up, and
okay.
I really didn't understand what made them put it up, and so I'm asking them so they can expound on it. But I want to say to you, I welcome you, Andrew. Thank you for coming. But I want to say to you, JJ, that the lies that I'm talking about are on any news platform you look at now. They're trying to do one or two things. They're trying to explain to you why Joe Biden is not good for the ticket. So that's the first thing. So it's so funny to me when the poor people, when common people, when civilians get on here and they want to start walking back and acting like they don't see a problem that the media has now made vivid, like strongly, right in your face, boldly in your face. They're telling you, okay, the problem that you've been hearing about from those MAGA people. Those MAGA people have been trying to tell you Joe Biden is this or that. All right, now they're finally admitting it in our face, and the common folk want to sit home and act like they don't even hear it. Okay, so since we don't hear it, I'm telling you what they're saying, and you can see this on almost anyone. All right, so Meechus, I agree with you, Meech. I agree with you. Biden's gonna make it. Biden has a reason not to drop out. We want to, it's so funny, and Biden is strong in his commitment to the people at this point. They played a trick on the Democratic people that could have ran, all of the candidates, and they made them sit down because Biden was your guy, JJ. You don't see a problem with it. You don't even see the media seeing a problem with it. So Biden was your guy, and they lied to the people. They perpetuated. They tricked them out of not getting into this race or the for the Democratic nominations. And now it's like this is all you have, and they're stuck. They can't win. They can't get it unless Biden gives it to them. And Biden ain't going nowhere. And why would he? His son is looking at serious charges. And that's what people are forgetting. He's not going nowhere. Because when he leaves, it leaves his son open for all kind of targets. So when I see Biden not want to leave, and I see him be tougher than ever against everything, where he has shown no toughness, he has shown no toughness at all for America, but all of a sudden he has a backbone like none other. Now he looks like the Joe Biden from 1980 and 1970 on the Senate floor calling black men jiggers, animals, and super predators. Andrea Dukes, thank you for coming to the free. How you feeling? What's on your mind tonight? Tell us. Share it with the world. Share it with the world.
Yeah, well, with me, you got Orange Donald Trump and you got robot Joe Biden. To me, what people fail to understand is you got a split, and we need somebody to stand up in the independent and run it. Because what people they only push to a narrative. You either get the left or you get the right, but not understanding. As people, y'all see both of them. We had both of them in office, and both of them failed to meet. Okay. Both of them failed. So now we got a chance in 2024 to put somebody young, fresh, new. Ain't y'all getting tired of the old folk home White House? Ain't y'all getting tired of
late for that?
Yeah, no, it's never too late, sir. Never too late. Never too late for nothing. Nothing. If you're a fighter, you fight.
Go in now.
Mr. Dukes,
Huh?
Mr. Dukes,
Who
in all fair,
throwing in the middle now?
yeah, in all fairness,
Well,
Mr. Dukes, I just want to say,
we got people in the shadows that's coming. We're gonna put it that way.
Yeah, but it's too
We
late
got people in
today. It's too late now. That's all JJ was saying. I hear. I think we're not disagreeing with you. We want to. I want to say that I don't think JJ disagreeing with you. I don't think anybody would disagree with that. But right now, you know, you have to just deal with the reality of things. And if it's actually too late to hand it to a Democratic like, you know, a Gavin Newsom, as somebody said, Lizard Newsom, you know, and it's too late to hand it to a Gretchen or Kamala is the only one because she's the VP who can actually get these delegates. Kamala is the only one who can turn around and say, all right, I'm the VP. If Joe allows me, I get all of the delegates. No other Democrat can do that. And so at this point, if other Democrats, you know, and that type of power structure can't do it, then it's too late to just pull some other young person up, newcomer, unheard of. It is really too late. So at this point, the reality of it is you only have two choices. Yeah, you can vote independent if you want. You can do a write-in, but it's only going to be two choices that actually matter. And if you're not going to do something that actually matters, then I mean, the conversation is useless at this point. You know, but
Point.
right, there's no point.
Okay.
So you actually do have to make a choice.
Yeah, the thing to it is, y'all saying it's too late. Like we ain't never seen a president get impeached. It's never too late. You always can fight. I don't care who they put in office. It's never too late. That's why they got it designed like that. It's never too late. You always can fight.
Like I said, as far as you know, the funding they've been getting so far. Only person who can take that money is Kamala. You come in brand new, they're not gonna give you that money.
They're not gonna give it to you.
They're not gonna give you that money. You gotta campaign and raise all that on your own.
And when you think about the Cornel West, those brothers haven't gone nowhere, brother. But it's the reason why you don't see Cornel in the paper. It's the reason why you don't see him in the media. It's the reason why you don't see him with the interviews propped up as somebody who actually could, you know, be a potential, you know, candidate. And he's actually a candidate. He hasn't dropped out of the race, but it's funding, like JJ just kind of reminded us. So we hear you, brother. It's not a plantation, you know, decision that we're trying to say must be made. You have a choice. You don't have to vote. But to say that somebody can actually vote Green Party or Independent right now and it be a relevant vote is, you know, it's kind of like, you know, it's walking away with a moral victory. It's walking away just saying, hey, you know, we voted Independent and we made a difference. And to be honest, it does make a difference down the line. But right now, if you want to, I think one thing that me and JJ both would agree on, and a lot of people, if you don't even have to agree on Trump or Biden. Most people who are willing to come together every day and have a conversation agrees to one thing, and change must happen almost immediately. You know, if you're a Trump person, you're feeling like you can't stand 4 more years of Biden. If you're a Biden person, you're feeling like you can't stand another administration of Trump. So you know, it don't make sense to come together and talk about. It does make sense, but not right now on this platform to talk about future plans. Although I do believe that future plans must be a conversation that people are having right now. But I mean, like right now. But I'm just saying that's not what we're talking about tonight. We're not building the future tonight on what party we're going to vote for in 2028. You know, that work must start. But we're actually having a conversation on relevant activity that's gonna be had from here to November. And without it, you're either gonna get 4 more years of Biden or you're gonna get 4 more years of Trump. So it makes no sense to have irrelevant conversations right now, no matter who you like, no matter who you hate or dislike.
You know, tell you the truth, if Trump actually ran the first time as an independent,
I already know what you're finna say.
He could have made some waves.
I agree.
As far as an independent actually being, being a strong runner.
Right.
Because I mean, it's not the first time independents have been running. They've been running for years. No one's paying them any attention. There's got to be somebody who is, I guess, known and liked by by the public to actually run as an independent. As far as these people who are popping up here and there, no one cares about them. And if people don't care about you, they're not trying to listen to what you're trying to say, because in their minds, you have no chance of winning. There's no shot for you to win. So why are they going to waste their time paying you all that attention?
All right. So is there another candidate besides those two? All right, that's coming from YouTube. Yeah, there are other candidates. Deja Vu said like Vivek. She also said my child will not attend the school with that CRT bull crap. Izzy on TikTok, 34 felonies, liable SA, guilty of fraud, 3 or more cases. Why are the GOP not asking him to drop out? Are you really asking that question, and do you really feel like that's a serious question? Actually, it is a serious question. I can actually see why you would say that question, but I actually think if you're paying attention to the media, if you're actually really in tune, it sounds like you're in tune by the way you named everything. I mean, you got everything right. 34 felonies, allegedly, liable essay, allegedly, guilty of fraud or 3 or more cases. Why are the GOP not asking him to drop out? That's a good question. I think when they pay attention to how those things that you just listed came together, I think they're looking at things different than you are. And I think they were not buying into the fake news, the arm of the law being turned against a political opponent. They didn't buy into it the way you did, Izzy. And that's the problem. And that is what we're talking about when we say the fake news has been lying for 3 years to somewhat sick or attack one opponent, and they've actually ushered, shielded, protected another opponent. And now that we see that the attack is on Joe Biden, now that we see that they really want Joe Biden gone, now that we see that they want to get rid of him, they want to bring in Gavin Newsom or a Gretchen Whitmer or somebody. Now we see them actually willing to have a conversation about Joe's incompetence, Joe's all of these different doctors that's coming to see him that they've been hiding. These 8 doctor visits from this one guy in 8 months. That's one time a month. Something that probably doesn't happen a lot. Hey Gabby, where? Okay, all right. He's talking to Izzy, and so those are some of the things. So how you feel about that, JJ? What you think is gonna play out? And even better question, my brother. What do you think is some of the reasons why Joe Biden is saying? I don't have a problem with it, and I actually, speaking when I look at it from that side as a if I looked at it from a Democratic side and I had to make a statement, I would say that I like the strength. I like the backbone that Joe Biden has had over the last couple of days. As far as I'm not going anywhere, you're not gonna trip or flip this ticket with me and Kamala. You played this game for all of this while. You covered up for me, and now I'm not gonna let you walk it back. I'm not going anywhere. How do you feel about that?
I mean, covered what up? Huh? Nothing's been covered up. The point is he had a bad debate, and of course everybody's panicking. Now Trump on the other hand has been caught saying stupid, dumb things all the time, but no one blinks an eye.
Yeah.
The little on the boat and the getting shocked and the shark and all that garbage you was talking about.
What's wrong with that?
What you mean was that?
Did you hear it?
Of course.
No, I don't think you have. I'm judging by the way you just said it. I heard it. I listened. See, that's why I said, right now, me and you are talking, and right now, you should actually go listen to the Trump rally, because you like to say what Trump said when he didn't say it. I know you got that as a snippet because I listened to that rally that he said those things at. He said almost at every.
Okay.
Yeah,
can you pull it up? Can you pull that up right now? It's on TikTok. Can you pull it up right now?
Well, no. I'm not gonna pull it up right now because I'm talking to you, and when I get done talking to you, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go and finish watching the Trump. I'm gonna go and watch the Trump rally. That way, I can watch the news tomorrow and watch how they butcher it for people who's willing to listen.
Oh no. This is an old. This is nothing brand new. We're not going to talk about it tomorrow.
Okay.
This is something he said. Just I forgot maybe a few last month or whatever.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. You're talking about the shark references. I listened to that, and if I had a choice out of jumping in shark water or being electrocuted, see, you might have missed it, brother. A lot of times they take his jokes and they take a part of the joke that they want you to hear.
Not a joke.
Okay, all right. Well, all right. See, there it is. You're telling me what happened, and I'm sitting there listening to a 90-minute rally, and you listen to a 5-minute clip, and you think you know what he's talking about. All right, my brother, that's the problem, and that is why you hate Trump. That's one of the reasons why you hate Trump. I'm just letting you know. You got to stop listening to the snippets.
Like I told you before, I didn't care for Trump long before he even ran for president.
Oh man!
Because I can see a comment when I see one.
Okay, all right. You made that. Listen, I don't really care. I mean, you say that a lot. You say that a lot. I don't have a problem with it. But I'm gonna just be honest. I don't even care if you're a con man. I don't see how he's tried to con the American people. See, you're trying to. No. I'm saying I don't see where he has conned the American people.
Oh, you haven't.
What? Yeah, but I'm talking about.
Now, what about his? Oh, I'm not getting paid to do this job.
Well, he wasn't because he didn't want to take the money, so he didn't get paid to do it.
And how was he making his money though?
Wait. When you say he's not getting paid to do a job, what job are you talking about?
Being president.
Well, you got to understand what he's saying, and what he's saying was, I'm not taking the fee. I'm not taking the payment that comes with the job. He denied the salary. He didn't take the salary and gave it over to. So when he says he's not getting paid, I'm assuming that's what he's talking about. I got some real awesome comments going on YouTube, man. And I think most of them are going to Izzy. Let me see, Izzy. Yeah. And so Izzy, somebody on YouTube wants to know. So ask Ashley, as in Ashley Biden, about her daughter showers. Sick. And I think that statement is directed to Izzy because Izzy's talking about SA and a lot of potential things with Trump. And so that's from a question on YouTube, Izzy. If you'd like to respond to that, I'll be definitely willing to read that response. And so, yes, bad debate. So did I with my 5-year-old autistic child. Yes. Man, she dropping bombs on YouTube. Got a straight direct question. So how you feel about that, JJ? What's going on, my brethren? Yeah, you should go listen to that rally, man.
As far as what? Taking a shower with his daughter? How old was his daughter?
I read the bite. I read the journal. She actually don't say at that time, but the journal was written, I think, around the age of 12, and she talked a lot about. So I would have to say that it had to be definitely before 12. And so,
okay, yeah. Oh, okay. Well, as far as
the age, it's right up on, and it's public information. You can look it up, and you can definitely find it anywhere.
As far as the age goes, which is important, but we don't know that age. We don't know the age. Now, as far as there are a lot of people who actually take baths with their kids. We don't do that, but a lot of people do that.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Listen, my brother. You're talking. Yeah, you're right. Some of the talking points are actually, they kind of people actually kind of feel like they know when you're having certain talking points. They can hear them. They hear them said on all of these different pages, different forms of media when you're looking for different information. And so, yeah, I think it really stands out because the thing about talking points is you hear them 30 or 40 times a day. because you'll hear it on one station, you go to another station, you hear the same exact thing as if it went out in a memo. And so people recognize it, kind of recognize it when they hear it. But yeah, man, like I say, I really suggest not getting sound bites. You know, I always say, hey, watch a Trump rally. It might not be as bad as you think, but more than anything, I'm gonna watch it that way. I know when I hear the next day, the media is gonna butcher everything he says tonight, and that actually is telling. That's another reason, or that's another way for you to sit back and say, yeah, man, that's exactly what they've done to us. They will sit back, take the smallest phrase, take the phrase that they can manipulate the easiest, and on the news the next day is going to mean something totally different. And so I always suggest to people, watch it yourself. Don't wait for the manipulated sound bites the next day, and then you have a better idea. By the way, a man as bold as Trump to say anything he feels um, um, out at rallies in front of 20,000, 30,000 people, 75,000 people. Why would he hide anything else? He's openly talking about abortion and all of these different things. At every rally, he talks about it. So I just say, I don't think no Agenda 47, no Project 2025, none of these things that the media is trying to use as a boogeyman tactic against Trump, I don't buy into any of it. If Trump is behind it, he don't mind talking about it. That's something I've learned, and I'd rather have a strong man than a coward any day. So yeah, that's what we're dealing with. I'm gonna get to the rally. God is good, my brother JJ. I appreciate you for joining. Deja Vu. Appreciate you for joining on the YouTube. Ron, appreciate you. Appreciate the likes, the follows. Subscribe, please. And yeah, we're finna get to it. Boom. Peace out. God is good.